Ladies and gentlemen, you're not failing. You're fighting a battle you never trained for, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something about the theirs. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not weak. You've just been fighting a silent war inside your head when you were never taught to win. No one handed you a manual on how to deal with the voice that tells you you're not good enough. No one showed you how to respond when your own mind becomes your loudest critic. Let me tell you something. Mental struggle is not a flaw. It's a fight, and most people are fighting it in the dark. You wake up in a battle and you think you're the only one bleeding, but you're not. Millions of people are smiling on the outside and falling apart inside. You're not failing. You're simply unarmed. And once you understand the battlefield, you can start learning how to win. How to win. The real enemy isn't out there. It's in here. The real war isn't with your job. It's not with your past. It's not with the people who don't believe in you. The war is with your own thoughts. The most dangerous battles happen in silence in your own head when no one else is around. You can fight the world all you want, but if you're losing the war inside, nothing outside will change. That voice in your head that says you can't do this, that's not your truth. It's your trap. And the sooner you recognize that, the sooner you take your power back. Stop blaming the outside. Start checking the inside. How many dreams have you buried because of one thought? Think about this. How many times have you talked yourself out of something before it even began? How many dreams have you buried because one voice in your head whispered, "You're not ready, you'll look stupid," or "You're not good enough"? Those weren't truths, they were thoughts, and you treated them like facts. You gave up your future because of a fear that never had proof. That's the real tragedy. Not what you failed to do, but what you never even tried to do. Let that sit with you. Let that sit with you. Let it hurt a little. Because only when you feel the weight of what you've lost can you find the fire to stop losing more. Fear doesn't stop you. The story you tell yourself does. Fear is natural. It's a signal, not a stop sign. But the problem is you're not just feeling fear, you're feeding it. You build stories around it. I've always failed. People like me don't succeed. What if I mess this up again? That story becomes your cage. And every time you repeat it, the bars get stronger. But here's the truth. Fear might knock, but it doesn't have the key. You gave it the key by repeating the story. Change the story and the lock breaks. Stop asking fear for permission. And it was never meant to run your life. This isn't about motivation. It's about mental mastery. This isn't about hype. This isn't about some quick shot of energy that fades by tomorrow. Get in. This is about taking control of the most powerful tool you have, your mind. If you don't train it, it trains you. If you don't direct it, it drags you. And mental mastery means building awareness, discipline, and clarity. Not once, but daily. You can't outsource it. You can't fake it. Fake it. You have to own it. Because if your mind doesn't work for you, it works against you. And you've already felt what that costs. You've been running scripts that aren't yours. Most of the thoughts you live by aren't even yours. They were installed from parents, from school, from culture, from failure. You picked them up without even knowing. And now they play on repeat like a bad radio station you never meant to tune into. You're too much. You're not enough. This is just who you are. But none of that is truth. It's programming. And the good news, programming can be But first, you've got to stop living by scripts written by other people's limits. It's time to take the pen back. Because the story you believe is the life you build. You're not the problem. Your programming is you've been blaming yourself for years for feeling stuck, for thinking small, for not being enough. But what if the issue was never you? What if you've just been running on the wrong programming? You weren't born thinking you were a failure. You weren't born believing you couldn't do it. Those beliefs were picked up over time like background noise that became your truth. But here's the shift. If you were programmed, you can be reprogrammed. Thoughts don't just appear, they're installed. Your thoughts didn't fall from the sky. They came from somewhere. Parents who meant well, but passed on their fears. Teachers who said you were too much or not enough. Social media that sells you the lie of perfection. Trauma that made you question your worth. Over time, these messages sink in, not because they're true, but because they're repeated. And once repeated enough, they start to feel real. But repetition isn't truth. It's just programming. Your mind is a garden. What have you been watering? Your mind works like soil. Whatever you plant, whatever you water grows. If you keep watering worry, fear, and self-doubt, Don't be shocked when anxiety takes over. If you feed your mind with poison, don't expect peace. What you focus on expands. Every thought is a seed. Every belief is a seed. Every belief is a root. Then every day you are either feeding your future or fueling your fears. So ask yourself, what have you been planting? Most people are growing weeds and wondering why they're starving. Let me be real. Most people are drowning in their own mental weeds. They feed their minds with negativity, then wonder why they feel stuck. They repeat the same disempowering stories, then ask why nothing changes. You can't harvest strength from seeds of fear. You can't expect peace while repeating chaos. If you want different fruit, you've got to plant different seeds. The garden won't change until the gardener does. You're either designing your mind or being designed by default. Every day your mind is being shaped. The only question is, are you shaping it, or are you letting the world do it for you? If you don't choose your thoughts, someone else will. If you don't take control, your past will. Most people live on mental autopilot, and that autopilot was set years ago by fear, pain, or someone else's voice. You can't afford to let default settings run your life. It's time to take the controls back. You are not your thoughts. You're the one who can rewire them. You are not your past. You are not your fear. You are not that voice that tells you to stay small. You are the one who hears the thought, and you are the one who can challenge it. The same way you learn fear, you can learn strength. The same way you build doubt, you can build belief. You're not stuck. You're simply following a script that needs editing, and you hold the pen. One thought becomes 10, and that's how it starts. It begins so quietly you don't even notice. One thought, one small idea, like I'm not good enough. It doesn't scream. It whispers. But that whisper invites another, then another. Before you know it, that single thought has multiplied. Now you're questioning your worth, your choices, your future. This is how it begins. One lie that breeds 10 more. And just like that, your mind becomes the enemy's battlefield. It starts as a whisper, then becomes a storm. At first, it's barely a sound, a quiet doubt in the back of your mind. But ignore it, and it grows. It gathers force like clouds before a storm. Soon it's raining shame, thunder of regret, wind of fear. The storm doesn't come from outside. It's the hurricane you allowed to form inside. And by the time it hits, it feels too loud, too heavy, too much to escape. But that storm, it started with one whisper. Your thoughts are architects. They build or break your future. Every thought is a blueprint. You either build confidence or destroy it. You either construct peace or invite chaos. Most people don't realize they're living in a house their thoughts built, and it's full of cracks. If your mind keeps saying, I'm a failure, I'm a failure. Don't be surprised when your life reflects it. Thoughts shape actions. Actions shape outcomes. You don't get to build a strong life on a foundation of self-doubt. What has this cycle cost you already? Be honest. What has this cycle already taken from you? How many chances did you walk away from because you believed a lie that you weren't ready? How many people did you push away because your mind told you they'd leave anyway? How much time have you lost replaying the same story of pain and fear? This isn't about guilt. It's about truth. Because until you name what you've lost, you can't protect what you still have. If you had believed different thoughts, where would you be? Now flip the question. If you had believed in your strength instead of your fear, where would you be? If you had fed your courage instead of your doubt, how far could you have gone? Don't answer with regret. Answer with vision. You still have time. You still have choices. You can still build the version of you that the old thoughts never let grow. But it starts with believing something better. Right now, you're not broken. You're stuck in a pattern you can break. You're not damaged. You're not doomed. You're simply repeating a pattern that was never yours to keep. The storm isn't you. It's something you learned. And anything learned can be unlearned. Anything repeated can be rewritten. You have power not in the noise of the world, but in the silence between your thoughts. That's where the shift begins. That's where you change everything. You can't change what you're not willing to notice. You can't fix what you refuse to face. The first breakthrough doesn't come from a book or a coach. It comes the moment you get honest. Honest about the thoughts you keep repeating. Honest about the patterns you've ignored. You want change and look. Really look. Because awareness is the first door. And if you won't open it, you'll stay trapped in a room that keeps shrinking around you. Thoughts aren't facts. They're habits in disguise. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. Most of the thoughts tearing you down aren't reality. They're rehearsed lies. You didn't choose them. You picked them up. Maybe from your past. Maybe from someone else's pain. But over time, they became your truth. The brain doesn't care what's right. It cares what's familiar, so it keeps repeating what you feed it. If your thoughts sound like facts, question the source, pause, name it, question it, question it, question it. Your new mental muscle, here's your new habit. Pause. Name the thought, question it. You're not at the mercy of every idea that enters your head. You're the gatekeeper. So when that thought shows up, I can't do this, they don't care. I'm a failure. Don't let it pass through unchecked. Catch it. Say it out loud. Ask where it came from. Challenge it. This is how you take your mind off autopilot and put your power back in your hand. Track your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. If someone was stealing your money every day, you'd notice. But when something steals your peace, your confidence, your future, you let it slide. Why? Your life is shaped by the thoughts you don't catch, the ones you ignore. If you want to build a new life, start by tracking your mind like a map. Pay attention. Every thought is a direction. And if you don't track where you're headed, you'll wake up somewhere you never meant to be. The I'm not good enough loop and how to break it? You know this one, I'm not good enough. It hits when you fail, when you're ignored, when you're tired. But that thought isn't new, it's a loop. And every time you replay it, it digs deeper. So what do? You interrupt it. You say, I see. You remind yourself this is an old program, not a permanent truth. You breathe. You speak something new and you choose. Yes, choose to move forward anyway. That's how you break it. One interruption at a time. Change doesn't just happen. It's built one thought at a time. Transformation isn't an event. It's a practice, a mental renovation. Brick by brick, thought by thought. If your inner world feels stuck, it's not because you're broken. It's because you've been building the same house with the same mental blueprint. But here's the truth. You can choose new thoughts, and with that choice, you start building a new life. A rewire. Your brain is a muscle. It builds what you repeat. Your mind isn't fixed. It's flexible. Every thought, every affirmation, every new choice rewires it. This is neuroplasticity in action. Your brain literally shapes itself around what you practice. Gratitude, clarity, possibility. Repeat them, and your brain adapts. Repeat fear and doubt. Same result. What you rehearse becomes reality. What you focus on, you strengthen. Focus is power. Where your mind goes, your energy flows, and your life follows. If you keep focusing on what's wrong, your brain will get better at spotting problems. Focus on growth, and your brain learns to find solutions. Visioning, journaling, positive self-talk. These aren't fluff. They're reps in the mental gym. Replace. Don't just pull the weeds. Plant new seeds. You can't just remove bad thoughts and expect your life to change. That's like pulling weeds and expecting flowers to grow. You have to plant new beliefs, water them daily. You need a vision, not just a void. Fill your mental space with truth, possibility, and power. Intentionally program in the identity you want to live out. Who do you want to be? Not just what you want to achieve. Begin there. Then speak it. I am disciplined. I am worthy. I am becoming unstoppable. The more you affirm it, the more you believe it. And the more you believe it, the more it shows up in your behavior. Rebuild. Act like the person you want to become before you feel ready. Confidence doesn't come before action. It's built by action. You won't always feel ready. Do it anyway. Dress like the person. Speak like the person. Show up like the person you're becoming. Your identity isn't in your feelings. In your feelings. It's in your choices. Build the future you, one brave step at a time. Words or spells. What are you casting every day? Every sentence you speak is a command to your subconscious. Words aren't just sounds. They're spells. They're spells. Every I can't, every I'm not enough, every I always mess up becomes part of your mental code. The question isn't whether you're programming your mind, it's how. What are you casting into your life with your language? Your mouth is the remote control for your mind. The words you speak don't just describe your life. They direct it. Say, I'm exhausted. And your body listens. Say, I've got energy to push. And something inside shifts. Languages that remote control to your brain's emotional state. Choose words that upgrade your channel, not drag you deeper into self-doubt. Change the script from weakness to strength. Most people speak defeat and wonder why they feel defeated. Swap I'm overwhelmed for I'm learning to handle more. Replace I can't do this with this is growing me. It's not about lying, it's about leading. Shift your language from limitation to leadership. Say it differently. Live it differently. Your words shape your world. Say it until you believe it. What you say over and over, you start to believe. And what you believe, you live. So speak it over and over. Even if it feels awkward, even if it doesn't feel true yet. I'm powerful. I'm healing. I'm becoming more. Say it. Repeat it. Shape your world with your words. Speak like the future you is already listening. Your future self is listening. So speak like them. Talk like the person you want to become. Boldly, kindly, powerfully. Declare what's coming, not just what's happening. The words you choose today will echo in the life you live tomorrow. Speak life. Speak life. Speak vision. Speak power. Emotions aren't the problem. How you handle them as emotions aren't a flaw. They're feed anger, fear, sadness. None of these make you broken. What matters is what you do with them. When you suppress or explode, you give your emotions power over you. But when you respond with awareness, you take that power back. You don't need less emotion. You need better tool. Feel it. Don't feed it. You can feel angry without fueling rage. You can feel fear without feeding panic. Emotions become toxic not when you feel them, but when you feed them with thoughts, stories, and blame. To self-feel. But don't build a home in that feeling. Let it pass through, not take over. Negative emotion is a wave. Ride it. Don't build under it. Think of emotion like a wave. Think of emotion like a wave. It rises, peaks, and crashes. But most people build their identity under that wave. They let it define them. You don't have to ride the wave. Let it come. Let it go. The more you resist, the more it controls you. The more you allow, the faster it passes. Shift your state, breath. Movement, focus. Emotions live in the body, so move. Shift your breath, change your posture. Interrupt the pattern. Focus on what's working, not what's missing. These tiny shifts create emotional leverage. Don't wait to feel better. Act your way into a new feeling. Your body is the fastest access point to change your state. Feeling deeply doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. Your ability to feel deeply is your strength, not your weakness. Don't let the world shame your sensitivity. The strongest people aren't those who never break. They're the ones who feel fully and keep showing up. You are not broken for feeling you're alive. Your mindset is a mirror of your environment. What surrounds you shapes you. You, the people you talk to, the content you consume, the places you spend your time. All of it feeds your thoughts without you even realizing it. If your environment is chaotic, your mind will reflect that chaos. Audit what you're allowing in because your mindset is echoing it. You can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. If you're trying to grow in the same environment that broke you, you're setting yourself up to repeat the cycle. Change can't happen where pain is normalized. Whether it's toxic friends, draining conversations, or negative media, it has to go. Healing starts when you step into a space that nurtures your future. Unfollow the noise. Turn off the poison. Feed your future. Cut the gossip. Mute the negativity. Unsubscribe from the fear. Every click, scroll, and interaction is food for your mind. So what are you feeding it? Choose voices that uplift. Choose content that expands. Choose people who remind you of who you can become, not who you've been stuck being. Try this. Clean your mental space for 7 days. Here's your challenge. For 7 days, detox your environment. No negative news. No toxic conversations. No self-pity scrolling. Replace it with things that build you. Books, movement, laughter, silence, purpose. Track the shift. You'll be amazed what clears up in your mind when you stop letting the world dump trash into it. You don't need more motivation. You need a clear identity. Motivation fades. Identity lasts. The reason affirmations don't stick, you're trying to plant new thoughts in soil that still believes you're not enough. Before you speak success, believe it. Decide who you are. Not what you want to be, but who you already are deep down. Then build from there. Who are you becoming? And is your mindset helping you get there? You can't get to a powerful destination with powerless thinking. Pause and ask, is your mindset leading you toward your future or dragging you back into your past? Every belief, every inner dialogue is either fuel or friction. Start tracking your thoughts like a compass. They'll show you where you're headed. Choose your identity. Then build thoughts that match it. You're not stuck. You're undecided. Identity is not inherited. It's designed. Choose who you want to be. Leader, creator, healer. Then build your thoughts to match that version of you. I am disciplined. I am resilient. I show up. Don't just try to feel like that person. Think like them. Act like them. Be them. Decide first. Think second. Act always. This is your formula. Simple, bold, powerful. Decide who you are. Think thoughts that serve that identity. Then act even when you don't feel ready. Don't wait for permission. Don't chase clarity. Identity is a decision. The rest follows. Decide first. Think second. Act always. Your mind is your weapon or it's your warden. As your warden, your mind is either setting you free or locking the door. Right now, it's writing your story, controlling your choices, and filtering your potential. Is it sharpening your edge or dulling your spirit? Most people are trapped inside thoughts they never chose, building a life based on beliefs that were never true. Your mind can be the greatest strategist you have or the biggest saboteur. Here's the truth. You don't rise above your mindset. You rise with so look in the mirror and ask, is this the mind of the person I want to become or the prisoner I've always been? You don't have to believe everything you think, but you must challenge it. Not every thought deserves your trust. Most aren't truth or echoes of old wounds, fears, and patterns. You think you're thinking, but you're mostly remembering, recycling, replaying. Here's where transformation begins. Question everything. Why do I believe this? Who taught me that? Is this thought serving my future or protecting my comfort? Mental discipline doesn't mean silencing your mind. It means leading it. You don't need to accept every thought as gospel. You need to become the editor, the challenger, the one who rewrites the script when the voice in your head says you can't. Your future self is already waiting. When will you catch up? There's a version of you already out there, bolder, calmer, more focused. That version isn't imaginary. It's waiting. And every day you delay, they fade. You think you need more time, more proof, more motivation. You don't. You need alignment. You rise when your current thoughts match your future self's vision. That means acting like them now, walking like them, making decisions they would make. Even when you feel unqualified, this is how you collapse time, how you close the gap. Your future isn't out of reach. It's just waiting for you to show up like it already belongs to you. You are not your fear, you are your fire. You've been told to calm down, to stay safe, to think smaller, but you were never meant to live inside fear. You are not your doubt. You are not your trauma. You are not your past. You are not your limits. You are not your limits. You are potential. You are purpose. Your fear will try to define you, but you are the one who decides who shows up next. Don't run from what you feel. Feel it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are becoming.